My name is Ben Mann, and I'm here this morning to introduce Jack Hanks to the congregation. I've had the privilege to mentor Jack these past months through the confirmation process. I can say it's been an absolute pleasure to have spent time with him, to have taught him, and most importantly, to actually have learned from him. I'm a little embarrassed to say that I think I've learned more than I've actually taught him, and I don't think it's supposed to work that way, but I think it goes to show what a thoughtful and intelligent young man that he is. If someone were to ask me in a few words to describe him, I would say he's a gentle giant. You can see he's obviously big and strong. He's a good athlete. He excels at basketball and baseball. He can throw a football a mile. He's hardworking. He's creative. He likes to build things. In fact, he made me a mechanical pen as a gift, which is really cool. But I would say the most impressive qualities about Jack, in my view, are his generosity and his kindness. And we're neighbors in a community, and if any of our neighbors ever need anything, he is always ready and willing to lend a hand with a smile on his face. If I ever need him to look after my kids, I know I can call on him. And my kids love that because he lets them eat ice cream and stay up late. But I think it's more than that because they genuinely love him and consider him a big brother. And we feel very fortunate to have him in our lives, and I know you will as well.
Not much left for me to say, but I also mentored Jack. I had the privilege of getting to know him through confirmation and youth group and just being his friend. And he's a great guy, has a lot to contribute to this church, and I know I'm happy to know that I'll be leading the youth group in good hands with him.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth Baldwin, and I'm happy to introduce Sarah Bukowski, who I had the pleasure to mentor. Sarah's a very bright and compassionate young lady who has a lot of interesting ideas and stories to share. I was particularly struck by Sarah's strong values and her ability to express herself and advocate for what she believes in. For example, when she hears people who are closed-minded, she tries to help them have a broader, more tolerant view. She told me that her favorite part of confirmation class was the discussion, because everyone brought their different views of faith, and she found that to be most interesting. If Sarah has a piece of paper and pen in hand, you're likely to find her doodling or creating cool dragons. Sarah would like to be a concept artist, which is a character designer for video games. She also makes beautiful jewelry and actually made me this gorgeous necklace as a gift today. Another passion of Sarah's is her chickens. She currently has 5, and she spends a lot of time with them, observing their behavior and their unique personalities. The chickens are very loyal, and she considers them like her babies. Please give Sarah a very warm welcome and take the time to get to know her because she has a lot to offer our community.
Good morning, everybody. It's my pleasure. I'm Mary Jean Costa, and it's my pleasure to introduce Charlotte Call. Charlotte is the daughter of Marion Lehman Call and David Call. She's the sister of Sophie and Daniel and Nolan, and she's the granddaughter of Joanne and Carl Lehman. When Kim asked me to be Charlotte's mentor, my first memory was of Charlotte as a baby. At that time, we weren't yet members of Saugatuck Church, but I used to see and speak with Marion, who would be carrying Charlotte in when she and I were at the learning community to pick up Sophie and Daniel and Kate from preschool. I remember Charlotte was a beautiful baby, hard to believe, she's taller than me now, and she has grown into a beautiful young woman. I would say that Charlotte is a deep thinker. When the confirmands were asked what is the one thing they would like Saugatuck Church to know about them, Charlotte's response was that she enjoys the history of how religion and people's ideas have changed over time, because it shows both how far we have come and how far we have to go. Charlotte rarely had one-word answers for questions that came up during the confirmation sessions. Her responses showed both her curiosity for the topics discussed and her compassion for the people in the world and world events. As we got to know each other over the confirmation sessions, I learned that Charlotte is an accomplished cook who loves to take ingredients and create something special. She also loves horseback riding. She really likes the church youth group, and she particularly enjoyed her participation in last year's mission trip. At an early session of the confirmation class, the question came up about why each confirmand was considering being a part of the church. Charlotte said she, quote, wanted to be part of Saugatuck because it is a community that she has known since she was a baby, and it is a place where she feels both loved and safe. She said that becoming a part of the church means that she can always come here to Saugatuck and feel that way. Please join me in welcoming Charlotte Paul as a new member of Saugatuck.
Good morning. I'm Heather Hamilton, if you didn't know that already. I have been very, very fortunate to know Emily Chalkian since she was 7 years old. She began as one of my piano students. And her mother came in with her, and I'll never forget the first lesson. Emily started to play, not really that well, but then all of a sudden she started playing really great songs. And then she grew up, and now she's taller than me.
I'm not wearing heels.
Yes, so I'm in big trouble. But Emily's passion for life, for people, for sharing knowledge, caring, is just beyond words. When she asked me to be her mentor, I was very humbled. And she has taught me more about God, the world, acceptance, than I could ever imagine learning. This whole group of confirmands, the mentors, the parents who bring them, has just been extraordinary. And I would like to congratulate them all. But Emily is a wonderful, wonderful musician, songwriter, pianist, lyricist. She has over 200 songs from all genres memorized, lyrics and notes, and can transpose them into any key. In fact, when Allison gives me really interesting songs to learn that aren't Beethoven, I YouTube them, play them at the piano lesson with Emily, and she goes, got it. And she plays, and I write it down, and then we're good to go. So Emily is just a gift to this church. And behind the scenes, you have no idea what goes on between Emily and I and what transforms here at this piano. And later today, you will hear Emily play, sing, and the confirmands sing a beautiful song about God being one of us. And this group has really, really brought that to fruition. So congratulations to everybody, and welcome to Emily Chalkian.
Priscilla Long, and I have the honor and privilege to introduce Kathleen Kazi to you. I have been her mentor, and as other mentors have said, I'm really not sure about the mentor process, whether she was mentoring me or I was mentoring her. But Kathleen is one of those people that seems to glow from within, and you want to be next to her. You know, we're privileged in life to meet people like that. She just glows. And you want to talk to her, too, because she's fun to talk to. And you also want to ask her questions because she has such thoughtful answers when you do. I have to put my glasses on because I can't see the rest of what I said. And she's quick to laugh, and we shared a lot of laughter. It's been really a delight to spend time with her exploring her faith during this confirmation process. She really gets it as far as faith is concerned. She has a strong faith in God, and yet she still has many questions that she continues to explore. Her family and sports are extremely important to Kathleen. She loves them both. As many of you know, Kathleen's sister, Diana, died several years ago at a young age. And as you can imagine, her death had a huge impact on Kathleen. But mostly, Diana's death helped to strengthen Kathleen's faith in God and is leading her in the direction of working with special needs children as an adult. I have no question at all that Kathleen will continue to glow and grow into a strong, successful woman who will give a lot to Saugatuck Church. Please join me in welcoming her.
Westport travel softball team. She's very multi-talented indeed. Maisie is such a kind and thoughtful young lady, and I enjoyed our time together in confirmation class. Congratulations on being confirmed today, and we are all so lucky to have you in this congregation, and a heartfelt thanks for choosing me to be on your faith journey.
Hi, I'm Mary Ellen Hendricks, and it is my privilege to introduce Brianna Dwyer. Brianna is new to our church this year and joined us as part of this confirmation class. She decided to be confirmed here because she liked the people and the welcoming message. Brianna very much values her time with her friends. She likes sports and math, and her favorite book is To Kill a Mockingbird. Brianna has entertained me with many funny stories about her cats, Hoodie, Dusty, and Mr. Missy. One of her favorite memories of confirmation has been playing sardines and manhunt around the church. Exploring the church while learning to work together were the highlights. Brianna is very kind, thoughtful, and a bright young woman. It's been so great getting to know you, and you'll be a great asset to the church. Please join me in welcoming Brianna.
Hi, I'm Dana Johnson, and this is Carly Dwyer. You don't need to clean out your ears. Brianna and Carly have the same last name because they're twins. Carly loves to dance, and I want you all to know that because dancing is not only fun for her, but it's a good way of showing her emotion. And I think that that's a key to Carly's personality, that she's so thoughtful that she doesn't do things just because they're fun, but because there's a meaning to it, or at least in confirmation, that's the way that it's been. She doesn't just listen, but she applies all of the lessons, the themes to her life. And I have been so surprised because when I was in 8th grade, there was no way that I was applying themes to my life. I was just dancing for fun. So the maturity is astounding. And I don't know, Carly, if you know how confident you are, but the confidence just, it sparkles from you and it makes people want to follow you. So I'm so happy that I was able to follow you on this journey, and I can't wait for youth group. Everybody, all of you kids, youth group in September. Actually, we'll start in August. Welcome to the church, Carly.
I'm Nancy Borga. It brings me great pleasure to introduce you to Esme Hunter. Esme was baptized just a few weeks ago to continue her spiritual journey, along with her recent acceptance of water of baptism. Well, Esme has been involved with water a lot, not a little, lots and lots and lots. Esme started swimming when she was about 18 months old. And she's been swimming with the swim club for many, many years, along with her brothers. So it's a family thing as well. She's about to start swimming for high school. We've been really lucky enough to kind of share the sport in common, and you might call us kind of swim geeks together. So we really have that together. She knows how her hard work really pays off. She sees it in her results every time. And you can see it in her confidence and her strong personality and her capability. She sees her growth here at church the same way. What she gives in is what she's going to get out. Esme is quietly deep. She surprises and inspired me along the way, and I'm grateful for everything that she shared with me and she was willing to share with me. Esme will be going to Cuba on a mission trip. She has an interest in photography, and she will be going this summer to a swim camp at UT Austin. Go Longhorns. So, Esme, it's time to take your mark and make your mark with our church. Welcome.
I'd like to introduce Michael Lederer. Michael Lederer is a Renaissance man. He's a very talented and published photographer. He wanted me to mention he's available to take photos of church members for the one-time only nominal fee of $19.95. Free shipping can be paid in 2 installments. He wrote that. He's got a great knack for sales. Michael most enjoyed the time during confirmation class when they created bags for charity. He likes helping people and doing good deeds and inspiring others to do the same. He was an enthusiastic participant in the building of the labyrinth. Michael is most impressed with God's ability to forgive all things, no matter how big or small the transgression. Not one supposes that he plans anything bad, but at least he knows God's got his back. He is 14 years old, going on 30, born March 1st, 2002, making Pisces something he shares with his mother, father, grandmother, and my son Liam. He enjoys sleeping and eating, salty or sweet, but never both at the same time. He loves the state of Maine and spends a good time there, good deal of time there, sleeping and eating. He figures he gets plenty of exercise when he sleeps as he moves around a lot during the night and inevitably ends the night tied up in his covers. Michael is a pleasure to be around. He has a great sense of humor, a deep thinker, and will be a most welcome addition as confirmand to the Saugatuck Congregational Church. Please welcome Michael Lederer.
It is my privilege to introduce to you again, Agustin Liu. Tog Mandillo was Agustin's mentor, and sadly, Tog's work took him to California this week, preventing him from participating this morning. I am honored to present Agustin in his stead, especially given that we've gotten to spend a little time together in preparation for that baptism we just celebrated. Agustin started attending Saugatuck earlier this year, along with his parents, Jane and Anchi Liu, and his 5th grade brother, Wade Ariston. He joined confirmation class already in progress, a move that takes a bit of courage, I think. And from my first interactions with Agustin, I have appreciated his honest and thoughtful questions, and his willingness to go with the flow in confirmation class, even as a newcomer. He kept showing up, played the games, shared his many insights, and eventually decided to be both baptized and confirmed today. At school, Agustin plays hockey and the cello. In Tog's words, quote, he is multi-talented. He demonstrates a genuine interest in his faith. He is also a young man who is confident and capable around people of all ages, adults and kids alike, unquote. Agustin moved here from New Jersey and describes Westport as greener and quieter than his former hometown of Jersey City. He's finishing up 8th grade at Bedford Middle School, and fun fact, he just completed a science project where he studied the impact of polluted water on shrimp that he raised himself. This fall, he's going to Staples. Both Tog and I are grateful to Agustin for sharing his faith journey with us, and we look forward to learning from one another as we go along the way. Please join me in warmly welcoming Agustin Liu.
Good morning. My name is Dan Long, and I'm so very proud to introduce to you Donnie Macaluso. Donnie and I got along right from the very start because we both share a love of sports. Donnie is a member of the Staples lacrosse team, and as a result came to a few of the classes bearing evidence of that very fast-paced contact sport. But looking past his occasional bruises, I noticed that while Donnie at times can be a man of few words, he always arrived with a smile on his face and a twinkle in his eye. And Donnie's quiet personality hides the fact that while he was absorbing and processing all of this new religious material that we were learning, that much was going on in his mind. As we spent time exploring some pretty complex issues together, I realized that Donnie's faith journey was well on its way. Donnie reported to me that his favorite part of the confirmation process was the overnight, where they played experiential games. And I think this event helped Donnie realize, and probably many of the other kids realize too, that you can form some very lasting friendships when you play these games. And I think Donnie realized that these relationships formed at church can be far deeper and far more fulfilling than even the relationships you form at school. Well, Donnie is very excited to have learned all that he's learned in the confirmation class and to have met many new friends. But he does have one question that he posed to me. Will the teachings of Jesus Christ really catch on and help humanity? And my answer is, I think Donnie's presence here answers that question perfectly. I'd like to welcome Donnie Macaluso to this church.
Good morning. I'm Doug Johnston, and I have the distinct pleasure to introduce Toby Patton to the congregation. I was honored, to put it mildly, to be asked to be Toby's mentor. I found him to be a very sincere, capable, and considerate person. Toby is looking forward to moving up to Staples next year. He is a rising 8th grader at this point at Bedford Middle School. Is very, very active with sports, as well as with theater and scouts. Toby likes to say that he is interested in playing characters that are unlike his character. He did a standout performance of Fagin in Oliver, and he likes the translation of making bad guys and villains from his normal persona right now. He also has been involved in organizing and keeping people in line, most recently working backstage during a production of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. So with that, I think he's a natural born deacon because we know what it's like to be working backstage. Toby is on his faith journey and actually wonders how the church may be able to help more broadly when there are global crises in place. So very deep thinking that way. And not unlike some of his peers, his favorite memory of confirmation class was the bonding and the fun that they had during the overnight. I can only imagine what was going on in these halls, but it's all good. So with that, I'd like to welcome Toby to the congregation.
It is a real honor to introduce Aidan Rose. Aidan is a serious, thoughtful young man, a bright student who likes social sciences as well as math and science. He is graduating from Coleytown Middle this year and is off to Staples in the fall, where he hopes to play soccer. He's competed in soccer since he was 5 years old. Plays midfield and winger, so he also must be a gifted runner. Staying with soccer all these years, as well as his dedication to the confirmation process, reflects Aidan's deep and admirable commitment, which he shares with other members of his family. His sister Hannah has been a constant in the youth group and on mission trips. His mother, Mary Ellen, is instrumental in our Christian education program. I'd like to give one thought which I think reflects Aidan's intellect. At the beginning of the year, he was asked one thing that he is still wondering about faith and God. And front of mind, he had to me what's one of the most important theological questions there is. Why do different churches have different views of God? Our church is very fortunate to have Aidan among our newest members, and I'd like everybody to welcome them.
My name is Tina Crosby, and I had a wonderful time getting to know Jane through the confirmation process. I also had the privilege of being the mentor of Jane's older sister, Karen. Just like her sister, Jane is very proud of her family. She's the youngest of 4, which has its privileges. Her siblings are always there for support and guidance. Life is also sweeter because of her 2 dogs. They're also a big part of her life. She likes school, and she loves to read. Her favorite subjects are history and social studies. Jane is happiest when she's busy. Busy with school, busy with sports, and spending time with her family and friends. She loves the outdoors. She's a Girl Scout and an athlete. She plays volleyball, basketball, and softball. She's a Mets fan. Jane believes that women will rule the world. What she likes about our church, in her own words, our church allows everyone to be who they are. Our church doesn't exclude and doesn't discriminate. It's a loving church where everyone is made to feel welcome. Welcome to our church family, Jane.